Mr. Almog, if you look at paragraph 23 on page 5 of your petition,
Yes.
you see where you, towards the bottom, you talk about Mike agreed to give Almog a $2,000 credit to rectify the distribution, and then there was another $4,000 for company funds used on hotels and restaurant charges.
Yes.
Have you been given, as of today, have you been given proper credit for those amounts?
That's what I said. I get not 2,000, I get 1/3 of 4,000.
Okay, but you're saying the $2,000, you haven't received a third of the $2,000 yet?
What 2,000? 2,000 he gave me credit.
Okay, so the
4,000 he should give me credit, half of it, because they use 4,000 together. Understand?
I don't, but
So I can explain.
please.
Okay? If two partners took from the bank 4,000, that means that each one of them took from the bank 2,000, right?
Okay.
So I should get from the bank 2,000 and no 1,300. That's what I say.
Well, if you were given credit for a third of what was taken,
Yes.
that would compensate you for the third, though.
A third from his money, not from my money. He paid from my account, from the LLC's account.
Well, he didn't. He gave you credit for that, did he not?
No,
The
he
third-
gave me a check of 26,300 something.
So it's your contention you're still owed $2,000.
No. He should give me maybe 600 something. That's
Okay.
it.
Now, in paragraph 24, you talk about that there was $50,000 withdrawn from Green Tree's bank account, right?
Right.
And you were given half back,
Right.
correct? Are you complaining about that?
Yes, I'm complaining because only when I caught that they used the money, 2 months later, I just get my share. They didn't report when they took the money.
Okay. As you sit here today, have you suffered any damage as a result of that?
No.
And that was refunded to you prior to filing the lawsuit, was it not?
Yes.
With paragraph 26 on page 6 of 15, you reference, in the middle of the paragraph 26 is where you reference a $100,000 earnest money that was paid, correct?
Excuse me?
In the middle of paragraph
Yes,
26,
yes.
specifically the second sentence, you say defendants never distributed to Almog his proportional interest of the $100,000 of earnest money. Do you see that?
Yes.
And it's your contention that you're owed, as it relates to that amount, you're owed $33,333?
Yes.
And you believe that there were, is it true that there were repairs that had to be made to the property for which the $100,000 was advanced?
I don't understand.
Okay. You saw the exhibit we talked about earlier where the purchaser was advancing $100,000 to make certain repairs, correct?
Yes.
And you said that, I believe you said that they should not use the $100,000 for repairs because the repairs were done before they received the money.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where they got the money from to make the repairs?
The income.
Okay. Was it advanced from the LLC, or did Mike advance the money personally?
I don't think it's Mike's money.
Okay. If it was Mike's money, if he did advance his own personal money to make the repairs, would that change your analysis of the handling of the $100,000?
He didn't have to pay from his money because there's sufficient money in the LLC.
Okay, but my question is, if he had done that, if Mike were to show that he paid the $100,000 or paid for the repairs himself personally, does that change your analysis of this $100,000?
No,
Why?
because if he brought money from home, he charged me for 1/3. So it's not his money anymore.
Well, you don't know whether or not he charged you for 1/3.
Yes, but if you show me that he brought 100,000 from his personal money without charging me, that would change my answer.
Okay. And if he brought 100,000 from his personal money and you weren't charged or credited, charged for it, then this $100,000 issue goes away.
Maybe.
Okay. Now, when you signed Exhibit 1 and you sent it back, did you mean that to be a draft of a document, or did you mean that to be a final binding document?
If they would accept my terms, it will be a final.
Do you know how much salary Mike was paid prior to May of 2015? Was he paid a salary?
No, management fee.
A management fee? Nothing in addition to just a management fee?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, was he paid anything else that you're aware of?
Not that I know now.
Okay, and he would also receive distributions when you received distributions, correct?
I never received this distribution.
Well, you received credit, did you
Yes,
not?
yes.
And that was credit against, because you didn't put any money into Green Tree, did you?
I put.
How much money did you invest into Green Tree?
I don't remember, but most of the money Mike lent Ofer and I, and he charged us with interest.
Okay, so the majority of the money invested in Green Tree was actually money Mike put up on your behalf, right?
Yes, and he charged me for interest. It was like a bank.
How much interest did he charge you?
6%.
Was it a secured loan?
What do you mean?
Was his loan to you secured by your interest in the property?
We didn't sign anything, but he...
Okay, so it was an unsecured loan, right?
No, he could take the building if something happened. He didn't give me money and I walked to Israel.
How could he, what right would he have to take the building? I mean, you can't take it without some type of documentation giving him a lien, could he?
Why not? If I owe him money and I don't pay, he will...
As a lawyer, sir, you believe in Israel,
Yes?
if you loan somebody $100, you can go take their house regardless of
If
what...
you lend me some money to buy a property and I don't pay, you can take it.
Do you have any thought that that's the way it works in the U.S.?
I don't know the rules in the U.S.
How much money did you actually put into Pattaya?
I don't remember.
Was that also a loan from Mike?
Some of it.
Most of it?
I don't know, maybe. Not only from him, my mother lent us money too.
How much money did your mother loan you?
Not to me, to the LLC.
Okay. Has your... Was that for Pattaya or Nordling, your mother loaned money?
For Nordling.
Okay, and your mother was paid back?
Yes.
Okay. So how much money did you put into Pattaya? How much money did you advance?
I don't remember.
Well, 10,000 or 100,000?
I don't know. We paid 1/3 each. Something from my money maybe, or the rest from him. He lent me the money.
Okay, you don't have any idea how much money you actually physically put into Pattaya?
I don't know if I did.
Okay.
Maybe he lent me all the, I
Okay.
don't know.
And you don't know how much money you actually put into Green Tree?
No,
I mean, did Mike loan you all the money for Green Tree?
maybe.
Okay, what about Glen Willow? Did he loan you all the money for Glen Willow too?
The most of it.
Well, most of it. Did you put up any for Glen Willow?
I don't remember.
Well, You wouldn't remember if you put up money?
No, you're talking about 2007.
Yeah, but you know, I bought a house in 2004, and I remember how much money I put up for it.
Because this is the only business you do. We do a lot of business.
Okay, you do a lot of business.
Check the numbers.
Okay, what other businesses you talking
Here,
about?
I'm talking about here.
Yes, and what other businesses than we talked about today? Pattaya.
These businesses, 4 LLCs, or 3
Okay.
LLCs.
And you don't know how much money you put into any of these LLCs.
No,
And you don't even remember if you put a penny into them, right?
I did. I don't know how much.
Well, can you give me a ballpark estimate?
I don't know. If you see the money program, you will see every money I transfer to the LLC.
How much money did you put into Glen Willow, Florida?
I don't know.
Did Mike loan you money with Glen Willow, Florida too?
We built Glenville, Florida. We built the building. We
Okay.
didn't buy it.
Yes, but who fronted the money to build it?
We took a loan from the bank, and I don't know when Mike lent us the same money to offer and me, and he credited it and charged us interest too.
Why are you borrowing all the money from Mike? Why aren't you putting your own money into it?
He wanted 6%, so he lent us.
So 6% is, in your belief, is worth the risk associated with it?
That's his concern, not mine.
The Cape Coral property, how much money did you put in that one?
It's the same. Glen Willow, Florida is the
Okay,
same.
so that was what Mike put the money up for.
It's the same property.
What does he say? Is it Alliance Cyprus?
Yes,
Alliance Cyprus? How much money did you put into that one?
that's my mom. My mom put all the money, not me,
Your-
not him.
Your mom put all the money for that.
Mhm.
She been paid back?
She didn't ask for.
She didn't ask? So you didn't, your mom put all the money up and you didn't pay her back because she didn't ask?
She gave it to her 4 children. That's why we have 25% each,
So it's money your mom gifted to you?
right? Not to me, to all of us.
Have you taken any other money from your mom recently?
Gift? I got a gift from her.
Okay, how much did she give to you
I
recently?
can't tell you. It's another trial. I can't talk about it.
It's beyond the scope of discovery unless you connect it with this case in any way. I'm going to instruct him not to answer.
The money that Mike loaned you in connection with Pattaya,
Yes,
has it all been paid back?
yes,
Has all the money been paid back that he loaned you in connection with Glen Willow?
yes,
It's all been paid back, 100% of it?
yes.
You look at paragraph 31 on page 7. Specifically the top of page 8, the sentence starts, defendants further withheld company invoices, bank and credit card records, employee payroll lists and records, several company tax returns, and records pertaining to the $200,000 personal debt obligation to be satisfied by the companies. Did you see that?
Yes,
What $200,000 personal debt obligation are you referring to?
I have to read it all, okay?
Yes, sir. Actually, you may start with paragraph 30.
30, okay. Okay.
Can you tell us what this $200,000 number is for, you're referring to?
Yes, that's a judgment against Mike.
For what?
He didn't pay the loan
Which loan?
for Eagle Creek loan.
Okay. And you don't believe you're responsible for any of that?
No.
Isn't that the one where you indicated that you weren't a shareholder, but the investment was done on your behalf too?
Yes.
Okay, and so you don't believe you should help share in any loss?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because number one, I sent an email that if he stopped paying the mortgage, I will not be responsible for anything. I wanted to keep the land. Number two, the companies cannot vote to pay his debt. If he thinks that I have to pay it, he can sue me.
So you don't, why can't the company vote to pay his debt?
Because it's nothing to do with the company.
Did 2/3 vote for it?
So?
You
The
don't-
company has nothing to do with this purchase.
Do you know if that $200,000 was paid?
No?
And if it hadn't been paid, does this issue go away?
What do you mean?
Well, you're saying that they owe you a third of 200,000, I guess.
Right?
If the 200,000 was not paid, then you're not owed that, correct?
Yes?
Yes, you're not owed?
Yes. If they don't pay it from the LLCs, then there is not an issue.
Okay. And what do you have, as you sit here today, do you have any evidence that it was paid?
I have only the vote meeting.
You don't feel an obligation to help your brother with an investment that was made on your behalf?
No, because he forced me to leave the land that I wanted.
Mr. Almog, I'm handing you what's been marked as Exhibit 10. It's actually Bates numbered ALM 400 at the bottom, is it not?
It's what?
The Bates number for Exhibit 10 is ALM 400, correct?
Yes.
And this is a document that you prepared, is it not?
Yes.
It says Doron damages until 2014 based on what I know by now, correct?
Yes.
You say that at the top left you got $288,006 for missing money.
Yes.
What does that relate to?
What do you mean?
Where-
Why I say this?
Yes.
Because if I compare the money that Mike reported to the actual money, there is missing money.
What documents did you look at to come up with this missing money?
The money program.
Okay. When did you notice this?
The what?
When did you notice the missing money?
When I compared the money program with the bank statement.
And when did you do that?
I don't remember.
Was it last year?
No, maybe in April when I get access to bank statement.
But you had access to bank statements in December, didn't you?
Yes?
Did you make this comparison in December?
No?
Okay, so for which entity, the $288,000, which entity do you believe was missing the money?
All of them.
So all of them combined.
Yes?
Do you know what percentage from Pattaya and what percentage of this $288,000 relates to Pattaya and what relates to Glen Willow?
No?
Does part of it relate to Green Tree?
Maybe?
specifically what, you looked at a bank statement?
Yes,
Okay, bank statement for which entity?
all of them.
You looked at the bank statements for all the entities?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the total number you came up with?
The missing money?
No, what was the gross number that you added when you looked at the three entities? What was the number you came up with?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Okay.
What number?
Was there a gross income number based on the bank statements you saw?
I compared the income that he reported
Reported where?
in every LLC.
On the money reports you received?
Yes,
Okay, you compared that to what?
to the bank statement.
Okay, and you're saying that the money reports that you saw at some point in time, you don't remember when it is, but the money reports you saw reflected a different amount received than were on the bank statements.
Yes.
Were the money reports higher or lower than the bank statements?
Not the money reports, the net income.
Mhm.
Okay, if you compare the net income that he reported,
Well, you don't see net income on the bank statements, do you, sir?
no, but I can see the change in the balance.
Well, what months were you looking at?
2014, not a specific month. The beginning and the end.
Okay. And you don't remember which specific account or property you were looking at?
All of them.
Combined,
Yes.
it's 288,000.
Yes.
You compared the bank statements to the money report, right?
Yes.
And which money report would you have been looking at?
What do you mean?
Well, was it a December 2014 money report? Was it?
The whole year, all 2014.
Okay, so this $288,000, like you say, I guess in the heading, it's for money you believe was taken in 2014?
Yes.
You, at various times, you actually met with the CPA when you were preparing tax returns, did you not?
I did.
Okay, when did you actually meet with the CPA and go over all the financial documents prior to preparing the tax returns?
I didn't go over anything, and I met her a few years ago.
When was that?
Maybe the last time I was here or before.
Okay, 2013?
No, before.
2012?
I don't remember where I came last time. I told you 3 years ago or 4 years, I don't know.
I think you said 2 years ago earlier, but now it's 3 or 4 years ago. Was the last time you came to work or be associated with the properties?
I met with her, I don't know when I came last time, 3 or 4 years before, but I don't remember when I met her.
Okay. But when you met her, it was to prepare the tax returns, right?
No,
It wasn't, what were you preparing when you met her?
I didn't prepare, I just talked to her and understand what's going on.
To understand the process?
Yes,
And she told you she audited the company's books when
I didn't
preparing?
ask.
Okay. So you didn't ask her whether she audited the company books to prepare a tax return?
No,
Okay, well, earlier when you testified that it was your understanding that the CPA audited the company books to prepare a tax
I
return.
guess.
What was that based on?
That's what I would do.
That was based on but you don't audit books in Israel before you do the tax returns, do you?
What do you mean?
You don't audit all the books and records of the company, do you?
Why not?
I'm asking, do you?
Yes.
You say direct damages, legal fees. What legal fees are you referring to?
The legal fees I paid until I made this document, it's higher now.
Well, this says for 2014. You paid legal fees in
No,
2014?
no, you mix two things. The missing money is 2014.
Well, this says, the top thing says Doron damages until 2014 based on what I know by now.
Yes, but the 288, it's only 2014.
Okay,
Not
everything,
before.
oh, okay. And so the 50,000 in legal fees was incurred when?
Until I prepared it.
Okay, and had to do with the first lawsuit you filed too?
It's included for the low one.
Okay, and you said earlier, I think you said you paid 25 or 30 for the first lawsuit?
Yes.
Who was your lawyer for the first lawsuit?
Weaver, Richard Weaver.
Do you have billing records and evidence of payment to Mr. Weaver?
I provided to you.
You provided already?
Yes.
Now, you say you're getting $8,000 for flights and hotels. What's that for?
I had to come 3 times here to get the records that I'm looking for.
Okay, and you think you're entitled to recover for flights and hotels?
If I'm entitled to get these documents and you make me spend so much money to get what I'm entitled, yes.
You've got $162,961, profit 2015 based on 2014.
Yes.
Okay, and so I guess we need to look at where do you have the profit for 2014?
For Mike reports,
Okay. And so you're just taking a third of it?
yes.
Down at the bottom under direct damage, you've got 162,961 total.
Excuse me?
When you look at, you got a column for direct damages, right?
Yes.
And at the bottom, you've got total $162,961. Is that
It's
what you?
wrong. No, it's wrong. I have to add the 58,000.
Okay. So it's 162 plus 58.
Right.
So 220,000, you believe are your direct damages.
I believe it's more.
Okay. How much more?
When I check the books, I'll tell you. I don't know.
You say partnership damages in the left column. You've got 250,000 board meeting. What is that for?
All the decisions from the board meeting.
Okay, but do you know if any, well, you testified earlier, you don't know if the 200,000 has been paid, right?
Right.
So if that 200,000 hasn't been paid, then this number is not correct, right?
Right. It's based on what I know. That's
Okay.
what I said.
And what's the $50,000 for?
The other decision that they made, bonuses and everything.
Which was what?
See the... I don't know this. You can see the board meeting and you'll find it.
Exhibit 8?
I don't know. Yes, maybe. No, no Exhibit 8. They didn't give it to me.
What's that?
They had a board meeting giving the Mike's bonuses and so
Okay.
and so.
Now, look at your $162,961 total profit for 2015 based on 14. You right
Yes.
see that? The profit for 2014 had 3 properties, right?
2014, yes.
And 2015 doesn't have 3 properties, right?
Right.
So you still think you're entitled to the profit on a third property?
No,
Okay, so this number, if you're right, this number would be significantly less, would it not?
not significant because the small property was sold. But
Okay, so you
we will
think-
check.
I mean, Green Tree you're saying Green Tree was smaller than Pattaya, and
Yes, much
Okay.
smaller.
since Mike and Ofer have been managing the property, since Ofer's been managing, has the collections gone up 20,000 a month or so?
It's what?
Has the property become more profitable since Mike and Ofer have been managing it together?
I don't know.
Did you look at any money reports that would indicate that?
No, I look at this. They say there's no income, so it doesn't match with what you said.
Okay. You've got payments to Sharon of $76,800.
Right.
What is that based on?
He's paying his wife $800 a month
Okay.
that nobody agreed to pay her.
$800 a month for how long?
Since we started. It's
And-
10,000 a year.
So you've got so 8 years. You're charging. You
That's
think
what
she's
I
been-
believe, yes.
Okay, and it's your indication that you didn't know about this $800 before
Right,
December 2014?
yes,
It wasn't reflected in any of the financial statements you were provided, correct?
right.
You indicate that there's a $50,000 check for insurance in 2015. Is that the $50,000 that's reflected in Exhibit 1
I guess.
that you said you
I
wanted?
don't know
to-
what is Exhibit 1. if you
Exhibit
tell me.
1
It's-
is-
It's for
is-
Green Tree, if that's what you ask.
Yes.
Yes,
And that's the $50,000 you're referring to.
yes.
Well, you wouldn't get the 50,000. You're asking for a third, aren't you?
Right.
Okay, so why do you have 50 here?
Because if you see in the end, I divided it by 3. That's why I separate the 2 columns.
Okay. Then you got 18,000 here for check from GT buyer,
Green Tree buyer.
Green Tree buyer. So it's 18.
Yes.
Is that the 20 you referred to in the previous
It was
exhibit?
20, but Offer told me that he gave them back 18.
Okay. So you've got 600, and you're saying the partnership damages are 682,000?
Yes.
And if you divide 682 by 3, you get what?
230,
27?
27.
Okay. Is this the extent of the damages you believe you're entitled to?
What do you mean?
Are these the categories of damages you're seeking?
For what I know now, yes.
Well, are there any other categories you think exist?
Of course. If I check the statement and I see that he's using the funds for his personal or something like that, I will add it.
When do you think you're going to get around to checking the statements?
What do you mean?
Well, the bank statements and the financial records that you already have, when do you anticipate getting around to reviewing those to see if there's other damages you're going to claim?
When I get everything I need, then I can check it. I can do half of the check.
Mr. Almog, I'm going to hand you what's been marked as Exhibit 11. And which appears to be a profit and loss statement for Glen Willow for the first 4 months of 2015. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
And is this your handwriting at the bottom?
Yes.
And you added back, for some reason, it looks like you added back $59,498. What is that you added back?
It's the tax return.
The tax return?
Yes.
What do you mean the tax?
No tax return, property tax, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, why did you add back the property tax?
Because it was paid a year before.
Well, you mean, if you look at the second page of Exhibit 11,
Yes.
the check is for $59,497. Is that the amount you're charging back?
Yes.
Well, you're saying the taxes that amount was paid when?
He reported it in 2014. That's what I mean.
Well,
And
if you paid the tax in 2014 for the 2014 taxes,
yes.
don't you believe it would be properly reported in 2014?
Yes, but you deduct it for 2015.
Why would you deduct it for 2015?
That's what he did.
No, where? Where's it deducted?
If you look at January, you will see it.
Well, look where?
Read it. You
I
don't
am.
see it?
Where on this, do you see property taxes on here?
Yes.
Where? Point it out.
59, don't you see?
And do you know if that amount was reported in 2014?
I think now it's not in front of me. But anyway, you can't deduct the whole year from for month.
Well, this is a cash basis accounting. It's not accrual, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Cash
Yes.
basis, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And so when you have a check that posts, it posts January 15 of 2015, it would be properly reported in 2015, would it not?
Unless you reported it in 2014 when you wrote it.
Okay,
Right?
so if it's not reported in 2014, then it's properly reported here.
Yes.
Let's take a quick break, Eric. Off the record.
We are off record at 2:07. We are back on the record at 2:13.
Mr. Almog, are you aware that there were some issues with the water bill as it relates to Pattaya?
Yes.
Okay, and there's significant amounts of money owed to the city, approximately $70,000 or $80,000.
Yes.
Okay, and there's a total for Pattaya and for Glen Willow. There's a total of $140,000 in property taxes due by January 30th.
Okay.
Okay, and I just wanted to ask if you're aware whether or not these companies would have the cash flow to pay those amounts.
I don't know.
Okay. If the company doesn't have the cash flow and you're requested to participate, will you participate in contributing money to the company to help pay for the taxes?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, and if the companies don't have the money to pay it, how do you anticipate the companies will raise the money?
The company paid Mike every month $500,000 distribution. It should have been enough money in the companies.
Wait, the company paid Mike how much in distribution?
$500,000 distribution every year.
Every year. The company's paid Mike $500,000 in distributions a year. Yes?
Yes.
Was that a payback of the loan or an actual distribution?
What do you mean?
Well, it's, if he's being paid back the loan made, the loan that's been made, that's different than a distribution, right?
There's no difference because there was a cash flow, $500,000. So how come now we can't pay the bills?
Well, if there's been issues such as a storm damage to the property and a water bill and various things, you understand that the Mike will likely have to loan the companies more money.
No.
You don't understand that?
No.
Okay. Do you want to loan the companies money?
No.
Why?
Because I don't know where the money goes.
Okay. Well, if you've got full access to the books and records, will you at that point loan the company money to help
Maybe.
pay? What do you need to see to determine whether or not you're going to pay, whether you're going to participate in helping pay some of the bills that are owed?
That's not my debt, it's the LLC debt.
Okay. All right. Anything else? We'll pass the witness.
Okay, we'll reserve our questions.
Thank you.